happy for you. It's going to be quite life-changing.
Quite an adjustment.
Quite an adjustment. Your husband's going to be very excited you can buy more Pokemon cards. So excited. He's probably going to quit his job now. Being Dwight Evans' personal shopper. Right? Is it Dwight Evans? Who
Dewey. Yeah, Dewey did shop there. He hasn't seen him in a while.
Can I legally say where he works?
No, let's not do that.
No, because, you got all those fucking stalkers out there. Who knows?
Correct. That's,
like, I'm going to steal Sarah's husband. What do we call him? Cliff?
Sure.
Cliff. Watch out, Cliff. Norm. Hello and welcome to another episode of In a Pickle, the show that is dedicated to the less glamorous side of sports. I am your host, Dave Houghton, and with me today, my co-host, 1996 Golden Tee Championship winner, Sarah Ray Talek. Hello, Sarah. Congratulations. 96 was your year.
It was my year.
Yeah,
Man.
I shouldn't have flubbed up on my co-host, but
no.
I got a little Super Bowl mouth.
From eating all the dicks in the glory hole?
Nope, from singing all of the halftime shows songs.
So good.
Yeah. So I originally was watching I'm going to have to go back and watch the halftime show again. I was watching it live, and I was being interrupted by a lot of party goers. Of course, they want to talk. Well, the only thing I really want to do is watch the halftime show.
Right.
And every time I looked up, it just looked like Kendrick Lamar was like slowly sloth stepping.
It was swag.
Dancing.
It was slow swag. He was slow swagging, and I was here for it. Yeah. I also love the fact that he was wearing like bootcut jeans. I was like, yes, get it. He's one of my favorite artists out there right now. Only because it's the little things that he does. Like, I'm a stickler for detail. I fucking love detail, like obscure detail too. He's got an A minor. The A minor. The fact that
funny is that?
And that's the fact that he came out with that. And as soon as I saw, I was like, first and foremost, amazing, and amazing because like Drake is suing him right now.
Yeah. Well, it's suing the label, it's not official that he's suing him.
He's suing for defamation.
Yeah.
But even he's still fucking trolling.
Yeah.
Like so after him going the Grammys, like
in a complete Canadian tuxedo, even a jean hat.
Like
I don't know what's funny. Like there was a guy at the bar when Kendrick Lamar came out, the guy's like, "Oh, what's he sponsored by Amazon? He's got an Amazon necklace." I'm like, "No, dickhead, it's an A minor."
That's A minor.
And he's like, "Oh my god, that's so funny." And that was hilarious, the A minor. But then bringing out the Williams sister that Drake used to date, fucking hilarious.
And the thing is I didn't see her the first time it flashed on TV. Right. And then I went back and I saw clips of it. I was like, holy shit.
So good. So good.
Yeah,
and Uncle Samuel L. Jackson, that's America's uncle right there.
And we knew going into this that there was going to be some sort of political references with him, because
it has to be.
It's just absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think the halftime show was amazing.
Well, especially with Trump being there. I'm sure Trump didn't see the halftime show.
Trump was like,
well, I heard he left once the game got out of hand because he is not an Eagles fan.
He is not an Eagles fan.
Did you see all the Mahomes family taking pictures with him in his booth? There's a picture of Jackson Mahomes and the Mahomes mom and another sister with Trump.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Family sucks. What was more embarrassing? Who got embarrassed more? Drake or the Kansas City Chiefs?
I'm gonna narrow it down, and it's gonna be Travis Kelce who was embarrassed the most.
Was he even there?
I
put out an Amber Alert on Instagram. If anybody saw that, I know one guy saw it because he goes, "This is a 50-year-old man post on Facebook," and I don't normally read the comments, but that was funny, and I liked it because fuck you, I'm gonna laugh at it. Yeah, it was that's exactly what happened. But you know what? I didn't see Travis Kelce the whole time, and it was
Mm-mm.
great. It was
Nope.
absolutely great. I loved it. He
He
looked
was
like
not there.
a tool going in, and then everyone's like, "Oh, where's Taylor Swift?" And nobody, who cares? Who
And
cares?
everybody, she got on the screen on the Jumbotron
Everybody
and
booed
everybody
her.
booed her.
Oh man! And then of course, Trump made fun of it. He was like, "Oh yeah, well, people are booing her and cheering me." Like, yeah, I mean, you're
Well,
in the
because
South.
it was Philly fans that were booing her.
Yeah.
Because you could hear throughout the entirety of the game them singing the Eagles fight song.
Oh yeah.
It was
That's all I heard
clear
at
as
the bar
day.
last night.
It was
That's
clear as day.
if you were in a spelling test and one of the words was eagle, I could
Uh,
with my eyes closed now.
yeah.
Elegis.
It's EGL.
Egleies.
Yeah, it
So
was
yeah, it was great. Super
yeah.
Bowl was not disappointing. I
No,
did not want the Chiefs to three-peat, and the Philly Eagles and the great people of Philadelphia really helped out on that one.
yes.
And then they tore their
I
city down when they
It's
won.
on
So it was
fire
great.
still.
Yeah, great. Great
Yeah,
job, Philly.
was
Congratulations.
not disappointed. I'm so happy for Saquon.
Yep. Same.
That's who I really was rooting for was Saquon because it's so hard to root for Philly being
Yeah.
someone
Oh
from the
yeah.
Northeast. It's very difficult.
Right.
But I was like, I'm gonna root for Saquon because I think he's amazing and
Right.
want to see him do all the things. And the fact that Philly was smart enough to pick him up and sign him.
Stuff
Yep.
stuff like that where it's like you don't have a dog in the fight. And like yeah, a lot of us were rooting for Philly because how much we hate the Chiefs, right? In
Correct.
Kansas City. And
Yes.
really, I don't know if we hate the Chiefs or if we hate really mostly the
I think it's the com
Mahomes.
it's the conversations
Yeah, I hate
that
a lot of that shit.
transpire. That's what it
Right.
is. Like, oh, Patrick Mahomes. Like, we can now remove Patrick Mahomes out of the GOAT conversation.
Yes, please.
We can
Please.
do it because if this was an and listen, I'm not a huge Brady fan. Like, I'm not huge. Like, we all know I'm not huge on football in general. We know that hockey's my number one.
I'm not a Brady fucker, but I'm a Brady supporter.
I support the talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He is the greatest of all time when it comes to
Yeah.
that position. It's something that when you look at that score going into halftime,
Yeah.
Brady would have came out. One, he wouldn't actually let that score happen,
True.
but he would have came out and it would have been a totally different half. And we've seen it time and time again
Oh, we saw it
when
when they
Brady's
went against the Falcons.
right, when Brady's back against the wall.
Yeah.
It happens. Patrick Mahomes crumbled.
Oh yeah.
And his guys, none of them showed up. Worthy showed up here and there, but
Yeah, that's the only one.
nobody showed up. And then towards the end, DeAndre Hopkins. I was like, why are you not getting Hopkins? I like DeAndre Hopkins. I've always liked him. So
Yeah.
it's something by like, why haven't you gotten D-Hop the ball sooner? I
Right.
don't understand. Like, what was the play here? You're gonna keep trying to force it to Travis Kelce so that if you guys win, he can propose to Taylor Swift on the field. Like,
That's exactly what was going to go
what's
on.
the
I mean, if
plan?
you're a fan of conspiracies and football conspiracies, that's what the script said.
Yeah.
You know, he was
Guess
going
what
to
didn't
win.
happen?
He was going to win the Super Bowl for the third time. They were going to do a three-peat. Pat Riley was going to get a fat paycheck for his trademark three-peat. Taylor Swift was going to get a ring. Travis Kelce was going to get a ring, and because I
Can,
think Taylor Swift might have proposed to him while he was
yes.
proposing to
Yes.
her.
Can
Yeah.
I ask you a question? Did he
Mhm.
not look like he's aged like a good 10 to 15 years just this season alone?
Yeah, maybe Taylor Swift is sucking the life out of him.
Doing it Yarmy Yaga style.
Yeah. Oh
Keep
yeah.
myself young and
Yeah.
spry.
Yeah. Maybe. Hey, who knows? No, he has been looking quite weathered. I would not be surprised if within the coming months he does announce his retirement
Mm.
and or I don't know if he would announce his retirement or announce he's leaving the Chiefs. I don't know why you would leave the Chiefs.
Yeah, that
You
would
got a
make
good
no
thing
sense to
going.
me.
But
Right.
I mean, I could see him hanging it up. You know,
He looks haggard.
he does. He does. I mean, a lot might be said about, is he partying a lot? Is he going to all these Hollywood parties? Not that Taylor Swift parties a lot, but I mean, she's got a lot of things where she's pulled in different directions, and like probably feels obligated that he has to be there, on certain things. And his football clearly suffered this year.
Oh, this whole
So
season. It was
I don't know.
glorious.
Hey, good
Um,
riddance. You know?
yeah, one thing that really, which I wanted to make the big pickle this this week was Tom Brady's face.
Oh
I
God.
was really offended by his face.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening there?
He's gonna
If,
stop eating those baby fetuses. Jesus.
yeah, he looked more robotic than I've ever seen before, and
Yeah.
I don't understand what has happened.
He's getting to the point where it's too much plastic surgery or whatever he does. I mean, is he not eating? Is he is he starving himself? Is there nobody in his house to cook him anything anymore? Like,
Uh,
I mean, his face is like so
I
sunken in and like
I have a
defined.
theory.
Whoa, please.
I think he's trying to channel his inner Skeletor, and then we're gonna have a remake of He-Man, and he's gonna be Skeletor,
He's gonna slide into his acting debut.
and it's gonna be as Skeletor.
It's not that's not actually a far-fetched thing considering that his business partner Mark Davis has the He-Man haircut.
Correct.
Oh,
See, they're already scripting it out. See, I'm glad that you are now seeing what I'm talking about.
yeah, man, that's good. If I could remember any of the He-Man other people in there, we could just make this whole show about He-Man.
Shira.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Shira's
I
my
don't.
shit.
I don't remember
Shira.
anybody.
Good Lord, you gotta
She-Ra,
get your
yeah,
life.
okay. Was that the He-Man He-Man?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Was there a
Shira.
Skeletor's girlfriend?
No, Skeletor was just evil to everyone,
Yeah.
aka Tom Brady.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, Tom Brady's evil to his kids because he's just like, I'm gonna play football while you guys grow up. And that's it. All right,
Godspeed.
we got a
Get into
show.
it. We got a show.
We got a
Yeah,
show.
we got a show today. We got a lot of show.
Yeah, we got some rewinds. So let's kick it off with the rewinds. I've been waiting for both these shoes to drop for both of our rewinds. So let's kick it into it. Sarah, what do we got for this week's rewind?
Ippy. We all remember Ippy. If you don't, he
Or
was
Ippy
Shohei's
Mizuhara. Mizuhara.
Mizuhara. Miserable. Because
Mitsa
poor
going
guy
to jail
is.
for 5 years. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you forgot who Ippy is, he was Shohei's interpreter who was placing bets for Shohei. I mean, no, he was allegedly stealing money from Shohei to pay
To
for his
pay off
gambling
Shohei's
debts.
gambling debts.
Yeah. There's some sort of, I still don't believe that.
Baseball squash that. Like,
Yeah.
don't look into anything else. If he's going
Yeah.
to take the fall, just let him take the fall, and that's going to be it.
And he
Please
took
don't
the
ruin
fall.
it.
He was the fall guy.
Yep.
He's sentenced to 57 months. Yes, just about 5 years in jail or prison.
No, that's federal prison, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he has to also pay the IRS $1.1 million.
That's
And
fine.
all of this for him begins on March 24th. And I have the feeling that that 1.1 mil will be paid by Shohei. Like it'll just be like an undisclosed check. I
It
feel like
it would
someone,
be it's going to be paid. It's 100% going to be paid.
oh
It's going
yeah,
to be paid by not you can't Shohei
it
can't pay it.
can't be directly from
Right.
Shohei, but he could make a donation to someone and
I'm
someone
sure they already
could
have it
write it
figured
off.
out
Yeah.
where, it's going to be maybe like a GoFundMe for Iffy,
Yeah.
and then, Shohei gives somebody $1.1 million and
Yeah.
they break it
this
up
whole
into different. It's
it's
listen. We all know what happened here.
Yes.
Shohei was placing bets. He's got a gambling problem, or he had a gambling problem. Ippy was like, "You're too big of a superstar to take this downfall. I'm going to take all of this. You just set me up for the rest of my life." Now, who's to say? Now, I don't know anything about Ippy Mitsuhara, like whether he's a citizen of the United States or if he's here on some sort of work visa or what had happened. If he's not a citizen, I'm surprised that they didn't deport him. I don't know, but I mean I'm just talking blindly here
Hmm.
about him. Um, there's plenty of people who are in Shohei's corner that are going to make sure that Ippy is just fine for the
Yeah.
rest of his life. You might not be able to be in and around baseball anymore or with Shohei, but once Shohei finds the retirement in his future, maybe Shohei moves back to Japan and then him and Ippy start a sports betting website of their own, and then everyone's like, haha, see? As soon as Shohei's inducted into the Hall of Fame, they'll be like, fuck you, we did it. You can't take shit away from us. You know?
Can't touch us now, bitches.
Yeah. It's like if Barry Bonds just admitted that he did steroids after he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, then it would be like, fuck you, can't take anything away from me. I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, 57 months, that is a high. 5 years is a long time.
Yeah.
That's a
But
long
I
time.
have
But
I have the feeling that it so he had requested 18 months. I'm I yeah.
yeah, I'm requesting 18 minutes in jail, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fuck you.
But
5 years.
I'm sure knowing how the prison system works, which I don't know, but off of all the TV shows I watch, he could get out on good behavior. He's
I'm sure.
not he's not anything like he's not gonna go burn down cities.
Also, I mean, let's be honest. He could have a very comfortable time in prison
Yeah.
where some people maybe padded his time in prison where he's gonna be okay. Like not in Gen Pop. No, I mean I don't know anything about federal prison, but like, it's a little better than regular prison.
Mm.
I mean, federal prison, you with like some high profile crime guys, guys who maybe mafia type or congressmen or, shit like that. It's not like, gang members that are just looking to stab you in the shower. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a little better. It's like Goodfellas prison, where they're cutting
Oh, but the cook it and then
yeah,
cooking the meats and
yeah,
shit, you know?
I mean, who knows? It could be, or it could be the worst time of his life. But I would say that, like 5 years, he'll probably do half of that,
He'll
and
write a
then
book.
he'll he'll write a book. Yeah, I'm sure he will. Well, maybe he's under contract where he can't write a book. We
Yeah,
got to
but
remember.
it won't be right away.
Maybe he'll write.
He'll write memoirs and he'll wait until Shohei retires and then he'll release a book.
No, we got a long time for that. So.
We'll see.
Well, speaking of time in prison, we
Dun dun
have
dun 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 dun
a
dun 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 dun.
former brother of a Super Bowl player,
Murderer?
murderer.
A
Uh,
Super Bowl murderer?
DJ Hernandez we finally got
Finally.
the end story for DJ
Good
Hernandez,
Lord, is this
famously
dragged
the brother
out?
of convicted murderer Aaron Hernandez. Uh, DJ is going away for 18 months, huh?
Well, no, because he's already served the time. So he was sentenced to 18 months of prison that words, but because he's already served the time, they're like, okay, yep, now you're on probation.
So they
Because
gave
he's
him
been,
time served
yes,
for him threatening to shoot up a university.
correct. Back in 2023, because
But
he's
but
been
the
in
guy before
custody
us
since
gets
then.
5 years for placing bets
Correct.
and stealing money. This
Correct.
justice system is fucked up. It is so fucked up.
Correct.
Wow. Wow. We're gonna
Correct.
give you 5 years for stealing money from your friend, even though we probably know that he gave it to you. But this guy's gonna get 18 months time served for threatening to blow up a university and shoot everybody in there. and we had to tase him to detain him.
Yes.
Where Ippy, you just walked into prison, and be like, "I'm here to surrender."
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah,
Yes.
hello, I'm Ippy
Who
Matsuhara,
do
and I'm
I
here to
see?
surrender.
Yep.
What a fucking joke this system is. Honestly, that's so insane, so
Right?
insane. So I mean, he's under. All right, so DJ Hernandez has taken 3 years probation, right? So if
Yep.
he sneezes the wrong way, they're gonna, obviously they're gonna keep an eye on him and make sure that everything's kosher and make sure that he's not gonna go to the University of Connecticut and shoot it
Yeah,
up.
he's not allowed near the premises or near the people that he had threatened.
That doesn't mean shit though.
Correct. Probation officers have access to all of his electronic devices to keep an eye on him.
There's ways
So,
around that.
you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's supposed to be a supervised release. So who's his supervised? Like who is the person who's watching him during his probation?
Right. And what does that entail? You just have to check in with your parole officer, right? The guy's not
That's
going to
what
be
I
on top
thought.
of you.
That's what I thought.
I
Because
don't
it's
know.
what? It's usually a weekly check-in.
Yeah.
And it's pop. Sometimes you have the pop check-ins from your probie where they're
Right.
like,
But the
you're supposed to
system
be
is
at
so
this
screwed
address.
up that like
Clearly.
that all goes by the wayside too after a while, where it's like, the first couple of weeks, maybe a month, you're checking in every week. And then you'll have a random search. So the guy will randomly come to your house and make sure that you're there. And then you'll still check in once a week. But then like that guy doesn't show up anymore because he's got
Mm-mm.
50,000 other freaking cases he's got to do. It's just whatever. So,
Yeah.
when DJ Hernandez does go and shoot up the University of Connecticut, we'll be here to go. Told you.
Yeah.
You know.
Could have been prevented.
Yeah, could have been. Yeah. So.
Um, uh, so I have a news story that broke after I sent the news out last night.
Oh, breaking news.
Dun, dun, dun,
Boop, boop,
dun.
boop, 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 boop.
Burp, 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 burp. Okay, so this is coming to us from Canada, our neighbors of the north.
Well, enemies of the North now.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah. Sorry.
I know, right? Meh.
Sorry, Canada.
So, Washington Capitals prospect Cam Allen
Mm-hmm.
was arrested last night. He was arrested for DUI, so a single vehicle crash, and this was in South London, Canada. He is 20 years old. 20 years old. Yep,
20s,
that's what we're at.
20s years.
20 years old.
Legal
Yep.
drinking age in Canada is 18 still, though.
Yep.
Okay.
20 years old.
Yep.
He is facing multiple charges. You ready for the charges?
Oh, please.
I saw this list of charges and went, holy shit. Uh, Impaired operation of a vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
impaired operation exceed blood alcohol concentration,
Mm-hmm.
fail to remain, fail to report incident in novice driver blood alcohol concentration above zero. According to the police officers that responded to the area, this was at 3 a.m. when the citizen had called 911. The vehicle was left unoccupied and running and had appeared to be involved in a crash.
Hmm.
So he was just like, yep, I hit something, I'm out. Just left and walked away.
So leaving the scene of an accident,
Yep. And
drunk
you only
driving.
you only get so far when like they run the tags and
Right.
then they find you walking like 3 blocks away. Yeah. There was
Wow.
a passenger in the car too.
Oh, no way.
Yes. And the passenger was taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
Jesus.
So yeah, the defenseman here, who is a top prospect for the NHL, will be showing back up to court on March 6th. LOL. Yeah, this all transpired. Again, this was late Saturday night, Sunday morning, but didn't released to the press until yesterday
Wow.
evening.
Huh.
Well, I mean, it's not going to release to us right away because we can't even get our own damn news.
Well, that's true.
But the thing that I found was so funny is I was like, it seems fitting. His first name is Cam.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so, you know, I can't like Cam Allen, Cam Neely sounds pretty close.
Well, I
Booze
mean,
bag, club booze bag.
club booze bag. Yeah, okay, so we'll put a pin in that and see what goes on. But that's uh
They,
that's
they,
that's fun.
yeah, right.
You
You know
know?
what they might do? They might just be like, yeah, no, we're going to let the Capitals draft you, have fun in Washington, and send
Yeah,
him
right.
down here.
Right. Well,
They'd be
now,
like,
I mean, I'm sure this may or may not hurt his draft, right? I
we shall
mean,
see.
yeah.
It may or may not, because if all this stuff is transpiring with with us in Canada, I can feel like Canada being like, your punishment is going to play in the NHL in
Your your punishment
America.
is America.
You're
Goodbye.
good.
And
Bye.
poor Cam Allen's like, oh, it was just a stupid accident. I was drunk driving and I didn't want to get caught and I ran away. Because that's all it really was. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
top prospect in the NHL. He's like, oh shit, I crashed my car because I'm fucking drunk. I got to get the hell out of here. And then obviously he's too drunk to run away, so he just hides under the car.
Yeah.
So I mean,
He's like that. I mean,
yeah,
good
well,
Lord. Well, let's go into one of our show favorites though. Someone we
yeah.
love to discuss on this show.
Yeah, I don't know why you said show favorites. I mean,
He's a show favorite
yeah, I
because
guess
because
he's a
we
front runner.
love we, I mean,
We,
who doesn't love Wrangler mom jeans?
well, that's true. That's true.
Come on.
I do
Who
have several pairs of Brett Favre's. So
There you go. Well, Brett Favre, so Brett Favre has announced that he is going to be donating his brain to be used in CTE research
what a hero!
after his death.
What an absolute hero he is. Unbelievable.
The fucked up thing is I was reading this article and people are there's was some kind of event that was being held down for him during like the Super Bowl for his work in CTE research and this and that. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers really keep forgetting that this dude was just like, I'm taking money from all poor people.
Nobody remembers anything. We talked about this
Because
last week.
everyone has CTE, apparently.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure both of us are riddled with CTE too, but I mean, like, nobody remembers anything. We talked last week about how, like, we were clapping for Jay-Z and Beyonce at the Grammys, where, like,
It's just, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
ugh,
and here we are, like, oh, Brett Favre steals from the poor people of Missouri or Mississippi. We
Mississippi,
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
And here we are, we're like, oh my God, he's donating his brain to CTE. Meanwhile, didn't he just release some documentary about some kid that has CTE or some shit?
Yeah, and basically made it all about himself.
Right. So, oh wow, Brett Favre's making it about himself now.
Yeah,
Oh
because
wow.
he's got his Parkinson's diagnosis,
Right.
right?
So
So
is he
he's like,
saying that like
"Oh,
the
CTE contributed to that,"
well,
is what he's saying.
and I'm
I'm
sure it
sure,
did. I'm
but
sure it 100% did.
he's
But guess what? You're a football player. We already know you have CTE. Every
yeah,
football player out there has CTE. I mean, Tom
yeah,
Brady's riddled with CTE. Look at his face.
yeah.
You know? I
He
mean,
wants to be Skeletor.
yes. I mean, it's just I would say honestly, every hockey player, every football player, there's probably a laundry list of basketball players and even baseball players. If you play sports, there is a strong possibility that you have CTE.
Yes, you have
Scanning your
something.
brain, like donating your brain to research, yeah, okay, that's okay. Yeah, we'll do more research on it. But like, you played sports, of course you have fucking CTE.
Oh
Of
yeah,
course you do.
absolutely.
I
No
mean, without a
shit.
doubt. I mean, how many times you banged your head off the cabinet or something at home?
My God.
Guess who's guess who's got CT? I bang my head off the pipe down in the basement at work every fucking night. I mean, I've been there 18 years. I'm riddled with fucking CT. I don't even
Yeah.
remember my name. You know, I call
Well,
everybody
yeah.
Herman when I forget.
Yeah, you do.
So, I mean, yeah, and you know why I do that? Because everybody wants to see a Herman, so everyone looks. And
Yeah.
then when you're looking at the one Herman that you wanted to be to talk to, and they're like, "Oh, me? Yeah, you, Herman. Come here." You know, so try it out, everybody out there. You see somebody that you know and you need to get their attention and don't know the name, go, "Hey, Herman," and somebody will look. Trust me. So, all right. So Brett Favre's donating his brain, but speaking of CTE riddled fucking people and
Oh my
drunk
God.
driving,
Oh my God.
what the fuck is Patrick Mahomes Sr. doing?
Oh my God. I need this in my life. I need this to happen.
I hope this happens.
This needs to happen.
And honestly, if this really does take place, we need to find out where it takes place, and maybe in a pickle
We
needs to
need
go on the
to,
road.
we might have to take a little trip
I mean,
because,
this would be amazing to see live.
uh, well, let's tell the listeners real quick. So there's a rumor out there that Patrick Mahomes Sr., yes, the father of the Super Bowl loser,
Yes, the
Patrick
baseball player.
Mahomes, yes, will be boxing against John Rocker at a future Rough and Rowdy amateur boxing event. Dude,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
Wow.
do you see him still to this day?
John
He's,
Rocker?
yeah.
I
Look
haven't
up
seen him in a while.
Look up a picture of him because he was on Survivor and he was doing a
Really?
whole lot of things. Dude is still. I take John Rocker in this fight all fucking day because he's already got screws loose
Oh, yeah.
already.
Oh,
We
yeah.
know that.
Oh, wow. He's still pretty cut.
He is cut still.
Wow.
He is still a big boy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, honestly, my money was always on him anyways. If this is going to be a real boxing match, my money was on him, even if John Rocker was out of shape and everything, because I mean,
He is
I'm sure Patrick Mahomes
crazy.
Sr. is going to show up
It's
strong.
Hammond.
Yeah.
Hammond. He's gonna show up and he's going to just walk past the ring
Oh,
because
And,
he's not
and what
gonna
an
know where he's
odd
going.
matchup, though. Why the two of them?
I don't know.
Do
Do
they
they have
have
beef?
beef?
I guess I'm sure more will come out. This is a rumor at the time. Dave Portnoy had told the Daily Mail that the fight was a factual rumor. He thinks 100%, but hasn't seen the paperwork yet. So we're all waiting on the edge of our seats to see
I don't
if
even
this is
think
gonna
they've
happen
ever
or not.
played together. I mean,
No.
they're both shitty pitchers. So I mean, and obviously John Rocker is famous for his rant of how much he
Much
hated
he hates New
New
York.
York.
Yeah.
You know, so
I mean, in his defense,
yeah. I mean, New York is a shithole, but
he
uh,
was going off. Oh,
yeah,
those were the days.
yeah, it's pretty wild.
Do you remember when he would be on the mound and he would pitch and he'd be like,
Oh yeah,
ah,
yeah, he's an
ah,
animal.
and but he was constantly looking like he was roid raging.
Well, he probably was.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
they're both. I think Patrick Mahomes is only about 4 years older than John Rocker, so
But he looks like he's like
it's
20
an.
years older.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. John Rocker is going to destroy him if this is a real match, and I would love to see this live, and I hope it's in New York, and I
Yeah.
hope it's open
And
bar.
then John Rocco would be like, fuck you, New
Yeah,
York. You
right.
swill. Like
And
he'd
if
just
it's
be
open
going on
bar,
and on and
Patrick
on.
Mahomes Sr. is just going to be legless trying to fight him.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
And then he's got Jackson Mahomes walking him out and
Oh, just
he's just
TikTok, and he's like,
walking and walking. Just, what do you,
mm. Look at me, daddy. Look at
yeah.
me, daddy.
Give me the love that you give my
Oh,
brother.
daddy, look at me. I'm a Super Bowl champion. Super Bowl TikToks. Fucking hate that kid. I hate the whole Mahomes family. All of them.
The Super Bowl of
I'm the
TikTok.
Super Bowl champion of TikTok, daddy. Look at me. I ruined a woman's life by making pretend I wasn't gay and trying to kiss her. Jackson Mahomes. All right, Sarah, before I get in trouble, who is this week's biggest pickle?
Fuck, man.
I'm sorry.
Ah, thank you. That was it's a good
Daddy,
it's a
Super
good way
Bowl winner
to
of TikTok.
good way to start a Monday with
Yeah.
like the belly pain from laughing, so
That might be
and from being
the
fat.
name of the episode. Super Bowl champion of TikToks.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, this week's biggest pickle, Marcus Jordan.
Oh boy. Why is Marcus Jordan this week's biggest pickle?
Well, let's start with who is Marcus Jordan, because maybe the listeners don't know who Marcus Jordan is.
I think that name sounds vaguely familiar. Is he the man related to the guy on the shoe?
He is the son of the guy on the shoe. So yes, he is the son of Michael Jordan. And
This should be no surprise to anybody who follows this show and or anything in sports. Over the summer, I posted a picture on our Instagram page of him doing a key bump.
yeah,
So yeah,
so none of this really should be a surprise.
no.
However, yeah. Um, he is facing 3 charges from a little fun run-in that he had with the police last week. He had a DUI crash with damaged property, possession of cocaine, and resisting an officer without violence. So,
Without violence, that's nice.
without
At
violence,
least he's got
yes,
that going. Okay.
this is true.
Yep.
Yes. Uh, this, and I again read this and went, LOL, full on,
Mhm.
laughed my fucking ass off. And it was just, uh, yeah, let's get into it
Okay.
because, yeah. So Marcus and an unidentified woman were in his Lamborghini SUV when he thought he was taking a right turn, but ended up on train tracks.
This isn't the Dairy Queen.
Yeah. Like, SUV was stuck on train tracks. Now, didn't call police or anything like that. Like, I'm sure somebody may have driven by him and like called the non-emergency line and was like, "Hey, somebody's stuck on some train tracks," because there was no 911 called in.
Somebody drove by and be like, "Is that Michael Jordan's son?"
Just
The
stuck on,
fuck?
like, just stuck on the train tracks.
Yeah.
NBD. So the police show up again. No 911 emergency called was placed. So
Yeah.
that's why it's one of those where I think either the police were driving by and were like, what the fuck?
Right.
And or somebody drove by and was doing the same thing, like, what the fuck?
Right.
And called the non-emergency line. So the police showed up and they were ready and willing to help him move his car. They were like, hey, what's up? Like, you need help. And as soon as Marcus either rolled down the window or got out of the car, they were like, dude, you be drunk because he was slurring
Mm.
his speech and he smelled like booze
Yep.
and he was standing there with his hands in his pockets the entire time. And the cops are like, so what happened? He's like, yeah, just going home and took a wrong turn.
I hate what you're about to say next, though. I hate this.
Yeah. So the police asked him to take his hands out of his pockets so they could check his waistband,
Hmm.
just making sure for their safety and for his
Right.
safety. And he proceeded to say, I'm Michael Jordan's son. I'm not doing anything wrong, just trying to get home and took a wrong turn, okay?
This dude's in his 30s and he's
Yes.
dropping I'm so and so's kid.
Yes.
You're in your 30s.
Yes.
Like that's an 18-year-old thing to say. Not when you're
Yes.
35.
Yes.
Plus, I mean, yeah, your father's still very much relevant, but like he hasn't played basketball in 30 years, 20
Correct.
years, 20 something years. I mean, come on. To come out and be like, I'm Michael Jordan's son, I'm not doing anything wrong. Uh,
Yeah. No.
at
Well,
30, 30, let's just for argument's sake call Marcus Jordan 35. I don't know how old
Yeah, I think he's like 32,
but like
33.
come on.
Yeah,
Seriously?
see, right.
Seriously, that's so I hope Jordan got the phone call and he was like, I'm good.
He's like, nah, it's a no
Yeah.
for me, dog.
Yeah.
The the officer's like, okay, so yeah, I have some concerns because you smell like alcohol
Hmm.
and your car is on train tracks. Whereas Marcus proceeded to respond with, I appreciate your concern.
Yeah. That's not that's not what we're doing here, sir. That's not what we're doing here. I'm concerned that you smell like alcohol and your car's on the fucking tracks. Not like, "Oh, I'm so concerned for you." I'm concerned that you're fucked up. Like
Yeah.
like
Like,
you are
what?
fucked up.
You're
You're on the
clearly
train tracks.
fucked.
Here
Your
comes the train.
car is on. And the entire time this is happening outside the vehicle, the woman is still in the car, like,
And I'm sure she was taking
I have
many of her
made bad
pictures
life
and doing
choices.
TikToks and trying to be the next
It's
Super Bowl
it's
champion of
it's
TikToks.
actually Jackson
It's
Mahomes.
Jackson Mahomes. Daddy, are we gonna be leaving soon? The choo-choo's coming. Choo-choo. I'm gonna take a selfie with the choo-choo train. I'm gonna dance next to it.
So Marcus did ad- admit that he had a little bit to drink, just a wee smidgen.
Yeah,
Um,
I had a
after
taster.
he, yeah,
Yeah.
after he had failed the field sobriety tests.
Mm. Mm.
I'm so shocked that he failed all these tests, by the way. So
Oh
shocked.
yeah, especially landing on the train tracks.
Yes.
Yeah,
After he got cuffed, which officer said was not easy
surprise.
because he was very much like, nah, you don't know me.
Yeah,
You know who I am. You know.
privileged asshole.
Yep. So after he's cuffed, he's in the car. They proceeded to do a little search on his car,
Mm.
which you often do, make sure there's no weapons, stuff like that. And they also have to tow the car off the tracks.
Right.
So any personal things that he had, like his wallet or anything like that, if they weren't on him, they want to
Yeah,
get
right.
them
They
out of
gotta
the
check the
car.
car so it doesn't go missing.
Correct. So during the search, they found a small baggie full of a white powdery substance, which had tested positive for cocaine.
Hey, look at that.
Yep.
That's the trifecta of a bad night. Train tracks, DUI, cocaine.
Will get ya
Nope.
every time. But you would think that maybe before you drive, do the cocaine so you're a little bit more alert to not take that fucking right turn onto the train tracks. I don't
Well,
know.
you're also Michael Jordan's son. I'm sure you can afford a ride share if you're
What are
going
we
out.
doing? Yeah,
Yeah,
what are we doing?
if you're going out.
What are we doing?
If you can't navigate off a left for train tracks, then maybe you
I
should.
mean, you are driving a Lamborghini SUV.
Yeah.
So
Let
I
me.
didn't even know that Lamborghinis made SUVs, by the
I was
way.
just gonna say that I didn't know Lamborghinis made SUVs, and in my experience, SUVs are a little higher off the
Right.
ground than a normal car. So, how tall are these train tracks, and how deep are you in the track that you're stuck?
The way that the picture is that it was he was like half on the track, half not on the track. So when he took the turn, he took it so that the car was then at an angle. So it didn't matter what height your car is because the wheels were now stuck on the track
So he's
and the
just a
lower
really
part, it
bad
like
driver
dipped.
as well.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So
Because
bad
he wasn't
driver,
fully
drunk,
on the
coke.
train tracks because he turned and one half of his car was on the train tracks and that's why he was stuck. And the other part where his car was starting to do this like tilting motion.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
when
the
you get
picture
out of the
was
car,
like,
walk
what?
away, get home, no matter how far you live from said train tracks, call your car, report it stolen.
Yeah. Just yeah, do what Cam did up in
Yeah.
Canada.
Run
Just
away.
leave the car, walk away.
Yeah.
Just leave it there. Just call it a
Yeah.
day.
Let your friend do their
Um,
TikToks and call it
just
a
go
night.
from there. So He was released on a $4,000 bond a few hours later and then entered a non-guilty plea during his court appearance. And he will be back in court in March.
Unbelievable.
So we have a lot of things to keep our eyes on in March.
Yeah. The son of the privileged son, the privileged asshole right there. That's 100%. I hope Jordan just went, yeah, I can't answer this phone call.
Yeah.
No. I mean, that does have to be a hard thing, though, to be the son of someone so famous like that, like world renowned. The entire world knows who Michael Jordan is. And it's not just from basketball. I mean, he's probably more known for, Hanes and sneakers than he is for basketball now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was Hanes. I almost said, yeah.
Yeah, Hanes her way. So, all right, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Go over to iapradio.com and check out all of our social media accounts. Like, follow, share, subscribe, do everything you do to boost us up those charts.
Do it.
iapradio.com. If you have an idea for a podcast or want to join a network of supporting podcasters, go over to MaydayMediaNetwork.com and join the Mayday today. Also, follow, like, and subscribe all of the podcasts on the Mayday Media Network. And, of course, you can always follow Sarah at the Daddy-O Sports Cards on the IGs and listen to her other podcast, Generation Mixtape, gmtpod.com. What's your next episode coming out? Is it... Oh, it's Garth.
I think it's Garth Brooks.
Don't listen to that episode. Sorry, Joe. You can follow me where you can find me. And, Sarah, you got anything else?
I got nothing.
Okay, so, turn your TV off and go make another TikTok. We'll see you next time. So, for Sarah Ray-Talick, I'm Dave Houghton. Goodbye.
Bye. Super Bowl of TikTok.
Daddy, I'm making a TikTok of you and Johnny Rocker rocking out.
This has been a Mayday Media production.